Welcome to the Eagle's Nest. I'm your host, Jeff Porcaro, and I'm here with Brenna Melton today, and I'd like to have her introduce herself. Brenna, go ahead.
Hi, I'm Brenna. I'm a senior Maple Mountain. I do track and field, and I'm a sprinter, so I do the 1, the 2, the 4, the medley relay, and the 4x1.
That's awesome. So this year, one of the questions I have is, did you get an opportunity to have any meets before they canceled the season?
No, we sadly did not. Our first meet was going to be the Saturday that they told us we couldn't have groups over 100. So with track and field, you definitely have more than 100 people participating. So we did not get one single meet this year.
Wow, that's got to be pretty disappointing.
Oh, it was very disappointing. I definitely cried.
I could imagine. And so, what have you been doing to kind of keep yourself busy during the suspension of all the sports?
Well, besides school and work, I've been working out with my mom. We're doing this new workout program, and I've also been just working out on my own. I just go running every day and do some other workouts to keep my strength up, and yeah.
So keeping pretty busy in a good socially distant fashion.
Yes, sir.
All right. So as you know, thinking back to last year and previous years, we've been asking a lot of athletes what they do to kind of get rid of the butterflies. You know, as you're getting ready to get into a race, what do you do to kind of get into the race and let your body do what it's practiced?
I definitely first I say a prayer with teammates or girls around me. Usually with track, you're all pretty friendly because it's mostly about compete against yourself, and so a lot of us will before race just get together and say a prayer. And then what I do is I close my eyes right before in the race before me when they're up, and I just picture myself giving the perfect race, and it kind of just calms me down and makes me not worry that I'm performing to the best of my ability. And yeah, so I just picture my perfect race and try my best to perform that way.
That's great. Visualization is such a good technique in sports, especially in track, for sure. So one of the questions I want to ask is, as you're practicing and getting into different meets, what do your teammates do to keep practices fun?
Track is definitely just a fun sport in itself because there's so many different groups that come together to make it. And the throwers, they usually always have music playing and stuff, and we do abs together as a team before, and we can joke around but still be serious when we need to be. And it's just an all-around fun sport. Just tracking itself is the best sport in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you there. Track, I never did it in high school myself, but my kids did it, and I did a little coaching with track a few years back, and with the javelin, and I think you're dead on. It's a lot of fun. So, what is your favorite memory from all of the track time that you ever had? What would you say that memory is?
Well, that's hard. There's definitely been a lot of fun memories with the team. Probably my favorite was sophomore year when the girls won region champs at Wasatch. It was just fun to see all our hard work paying off, and how each of us contributed to the overall title. And yeah, it was just a really fun moment knowing we won.
That's great. And championships and winning trophies and all that kind of help seal those memories for sure.
Yeah.
So if you had to tell me what your favorite sports movie was and why, what would that movie be?
That's hard. There's definitely a lot of good sports movies out there. Oof. If I had to pick one, probably Remember the Titans. I don't know. I feel like it's just such a good one to do. And, it's their differences is kind of what made them strong and brought them together. And it shows the importance of the team captain and how much a team captain can really affect the team. Because once Gary stepped up and kind of bonded with Julius, and they kind of came together as a team. And it also shows that you have to make hard decisions when he had to kick one of his best friends off because he knew in the long run that they would have just brought the team down.
Yeah, and that definitely is one of the classics. So, in talking about the media and sports and all of that, who would you say is your sports hero and why?
Um, I don't know if I really say I have like one specific one who has really stood out to me, who was actually a track runner, was Derek Redmond, and he like won the gold medal in like nationals and was set to win it in the Olympics. And right in the 400 meter, like right after he started, he tore his hamstring, and he was like down on the ground, but he was so determined to finish that he like got up and was like limping around, and his dad actually like broke onto the track and helped him, and he was like, "You don't have to do this," and his son was like, "No, like I want to." And then after that race, he said, to be a true champion, it's like you have to be physically strong, but more importantly, you have to be mentally strong. And I feel like that's like something you can use in everyday life. Like, yes, for sports you have to be physical, but if you don't have the confidence in yourself, then like you drag yourself down. Like if you tell yourself you can't do it, then you won't be able to do it. So I don't know. It's just a good reminder that sports is more mentally strong than physically strong.
That's great. Great. Thanks for sharing that. In all the places that you've had an opportunity to go and compete, where would you say is your favorite place to compete?
Probably the BYU track.
Okay.
Yeah, always a fun one and fun meets, especially because like we get to help run them. So it's like you run in them, and then like after you get to help run and like cheer all your other teammates on from like actually on the track and get to watch it all, the front lines.
Okay. So, what are you looking to do after you get out of high school?
Right now I'm just planning on going to college. I just got accepted into the University of Utah, so that's my plan right now to just go up there, and I want to major in social work. So as of right now, that's my plan.
That's great. That's awesome. And, kind of wrapping up here, what would you give as words of advice to your fellow teammates and others now that you're a senior, have been there for a while? What would the words of advice be?
I just say like try your best, give it your all every day. Even if you can't always like perform to the best, I'd still say like go to practice and show up just to show that you're a team player and you're like willing to be there and cheer your team on. And yeah, like and enjoy the little moments, because not getting my senior year track, it's definitely made me grateful for all the little moments I've had with my team the past 3 years running track for Maple Mountain. So just don't take any moment for granted.
That's great advice. Thank you. So, I want to thank you for joining us today. We really appreciate you doing this, especially, kind of at last moment and everything.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
All right. Um, we want to go ahead and thank everyone for joining us today and talking with track athlete Brenna Melton. And we want to make sure that everyone knows that they can follow us on social media. We are on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook as Maple Mountain Sports, and we're on Twitter as Maple MTN Sports. So give us a follow, a like, a subscribe, any of that kind of stuff. We'd love to have you keep track of what's going on. And again, I am your host, Jeff Porcaro, and this is the Eagle's Nest.